Hey guys, welcome back to Mod Pop Thrift. My name's Tom. I'm a full-time eBay reseller and I'm a stay-at-home dad for my 6 kids, and I'm up working late. I noticed something about these jeans and I wanted to show you, so I wanted to record, and I just figure I'll put it right here at the top of the video. But I did want to say, I noticed a thing on YouTube. If you go, like, you're going to comment and then you like swipe away from the comments, assuming you're watching on a phone, you can hype the video. And so it'll say hype points. And I could give something hype points, but I can't give myself hype points. I don't know what it does yet, but I'm requesting humbly that you give me some hype points and we see what that does. I think it's a new program that I haven't noticed it before, and I was doing some research to try to figure out what it was, and it can't be a bad thing for you guys to burn your hype points on me, or go hype your favorite creator if it's not me. But I'm asking, go down there, like if you're looking at the comments and you like slide the comments away where you would comment, there's like 3 options, and the second one is hype. I don't know what this third one is. Yeah, give me some hype points and let's see what happens. But these jeans I picked up the other day, I think I didn't show them at the thrift store when Man Desiree and Ruby were at the store, and I bought a laundry basket and the Ecobee, and I bought 4 pairs of pants. 2 of them were gigantic camo pants, like a 48 and a 60 pair of camo pants that are gigantic. And the rest of that's kind of personal stuff. A shirt that I'm not going to wear anymore that's worth like $35, and the kids didn't fit their Carhartt snow pants, and so I'm going to list those. And then these jeans that I found, they just seemed like quality, and Ezra Fitch wasn't anything I'd ever heard of, and they just had, like, a cheap pair of jeans isn't going to have a leather tag here and a leather tag there and be quite a bit of leather, and the big embroidered name here and the embroidered tag like Lucky Jeans there. Turns out they're by Abercrombie and Fitch, which I guess I should have put together, and then they get this big tag in here, and they were $2.50, so there's 2 pairs, so I picked them up. And I did enough comping to say, okay, there are some Ezra Fitch jeans that had sold for some decent money, and so I was like, for $2.50 a piece, I'm going to make something on them. I'm going to take them home and figure them out. And as it turns out, they're higher end Abercrombie jeans that were produced between 2002 and 2006. And some are better than others. One of these is a low rise, which is good, and one of them's a boot cut, which isn't bad. And I don't even generally look for this, but I just decided, I was like, well, let me turn these inside out and look. And this white gap, especially with that red thread, but even without that red thread, is what's known as selvage denim. And it is important to people who want high-end jeans. If you found a pair of Levi's with red selvage lines, they would be worth a fortune. But if you are dealing with higher-end jeans and you happen to turn them inside out and find that they have this, like, the out seam, so it's not the crotch side, the inseam, it's the out seam on high-end jeans, can have this red thread or the white bar, and that's called selvage, and it takes these from being about $30 a pair to being almost $100 a pair. So look out for selvage denim. It's been a surprisingly good morning so far. I woke up to 2 things selling quick for $100 a piece. And then I took all of my pricing and went up by 10%. And then I upped all of my promoted listings to promoted 10%, where I was doing 4%. So I took my pricing up 10% and moved my promoteds up 6% to 10%, which means I basically raised my margins by 4%, thereabouts. The math doesn't quite exactly work out, but things are moving. I came out here to get something else, and then I remembered these sold, and they were right by my hand. I paid 50 cents a piece. These were taped together. I'll find the footage. And then this is new old stock stuff from Treasure Planet, which like didn't do well, and these probably aren't worth much, but I'm gonna try them for 99 cents. So they were taped together for $1, and I listed them for $70 a piece, and somebody came in and they're like, would you do $100 for both of them? And then they were international shipping, and I was having some kind of trouble with international shipping, and I don't know exactly what happened, why they couldn't buy them international shipping, but after a day of me not being able to figure it out, they went through a freight forwarder and bought them, same buyer. And so pretty cool. I paid $1, and somebody gave me $100 for those. And I on a lark, I didn't know. I mean, there were not comps for those. I looked everywhere. I image searched Google. I image searched eBay, and I asked around Disney collector groups, and those things do not exist. So those might be the only ones on the planet. And after a month, I got $100 for them, and I paid $1. So that's pretty exciting. All right, and this dude that I paid $4 for just sold for like, I don't know, 67, I think. I feel like he was 67. It's from the 90s, and it's Empire. Blow molds do really well most of the time. I do have a couple of blow mold things that aren't moving, but like this pumpkin guy is not super desirable and is large and weird to ship, so that one's not doing well. These are technically blow molds. They're like light fixture. They're for your sidewalk lights, and you screw them over, and you have to have the right light. And so they're kind of weird, but I've had those for a long time, and they haven't sold. And then this guy, the bear down here, he'll sell eventually, but I've got him marked up quite a bit, so it might take a little while for the right person to give me the right offer. But keep an eye out for blow molds. If you can find them cheap, they're worth buying. This record sold. I had it marked for $19, free shipping, and it did not sell. And today I marked up all of my stuff 10%, and this sold in like an hour. Moving stuff around in your store will make stuff sell. I'm not familiar with Montrose at all. I know they're a band that put out a handful of albums. Maybe one of these guys is famous and I just don't recognize their younger face, and I know something they did later. But I haven't done any looking into these guys, but I've seen this album enough times that I'm like, that is worth listing. And it sold for $20.90 free shipping. This has been around a long time, and you guys see me sell Hard Rock Cafe stuff from time to time. I don't pick it up unless it's dirt cheap. This one's on an old Hanes tag, probably late 80s, early 90s, made in the US. And here's, somebody mentioned that I know how to tell what age these tags are. And I said, I don't know so much how to look at it and tell as I do know how to look it up. And then I've looked them up enough times. This, if you type in like Hanes tag history, it brings up images from a website called Defunct, and Defunct keeps track of what tags were used when. This is not embroidered. The other ones that I sold really quick are embroidered, and they do way better than the screen printed ones. This sold for $10 plus shipping. I probably took a year to do that, as opposed to the other ones selling for like $18 plus shipping and then being and selling in a week. I sent out a pretty aggressive offer on this because I needed to get some sales generated, and I had a couple of watchers on this. This is a rarer variant of the Sega Genesis 2 because this sticker on here, basically it's exactly the same thing, and the different games that come in it as pack-ins can make a lot of difference. And while Columns by itself or Power Rangers by itself are not great games, boxed like this is a rarer variant for the Genesis. Now, this is Genesis Model 2, which is significantly less desirable than a Genesis Model 1. And these I sold this for $100, and it's pretty rare. These do not bring money. The Genesis in this one does not work, or I probably could have gotten like $50, but this like unit by itself, maybe I basically probably would have broken even, buying a new Genesis to put into this box. So I just sold it as is. Somebody will be able to fix that thing up or use the box and put their Genesis in it. And there are a handful of these Genesises. This Model 1 is good. Model 2 is not good. Model 3 is fairly rare and kind of good. In Model 1, there are two variants. There's the one that has the trademark security system. So if you put in a Sega game, you put it in, and if you've played Sega when you were a kid, you know it comes up and says property of Sega Genesis, blah, 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 whatever. I put the thing on the screen. If it has the black sticker on the bottom and no white band on it, then it is pre the trademark security system. So it's the first ones that went out. And so that all black sticker on the bottom means it's the best Genesis you can buy. And they're like $80, $90 for just a loose system. I think it's because they have a better sound card. And when they went to the trademark security system ones, they redid the board and they swapped out some components for the sound. And so people didn't like that new sound as well. And so the other one is more desirable, not because it doesn't have the trademark security system, but because the not trademark security system ones have the better sound system. But Sega Genesis 2s tend to have almost no value. Like loose, that thing's like $25 tested and working and clean. Like this Sega, like if this one was working and didn't have Power Rangers and columns, it had just Sonic, that would be like a $70, $80, maybe $100 on a good day system. A good clean one would be maybe $125. So the Genesis 2s just aren't super desirable. The Genesis 1s can be, but this one I sold for $100 because the system is not great and the system doesn't super work. The system doesn't work, which kind of hurts it, but isn't a huge deal. Sega can do really well. This would be a good one, except for the box is not in great shape and the system doesn't work, but it's a rare variant. And there's all kinds of rare variants for the Super Nintendo, for the Nintendo 64, there's not so many for the NES, but like the pack-in game, there's a lot of rare variants for the pack-in game on the GameCube. And guys who are collecting like systems complete in box and the variants will spend a lot of money to get a particular variant if you can find one. So if you're comping your complete in box console, make sure that you're putting apples to apples, because Sonic is okay, Power Rangers is really good, 6-pack is not great. And then I'll put up one that's super rare. If there's one that's super rare in this Genesis, I'll put it up. But I suspect even a super rare variant with a pack-in is probably $200. In here we have an inflatable tube. Vintage pool toys do better than you expect if you're not familiar with how vintage pool toys do. This is not a great one, but Intex Vintage, this will be from 1991. $30. It sold for $30 in a couple of weeks because now we got some snow and evidently somebody's wanting to try this thing out. But look out for vintage Intex. You'd be surprised at the way some of these can sell. So I'm carrying this Sega, and I paid $40 for the damn thing, so I didn't do particularly well selling it for $100. But watch out, because Segas are really bad. Like if you buy a Super Nintendo, you can be pretty sure that it either works or it needs cleaned, or maybe there's one problem with the power cord, but you can see it from the outside what happens. Sega used really, really cheap transistors, and so like if you find a Game Gear, I promise you it does not work. If you find a Nomad, probably it doesn't work, but it's worth money, a lot of money, not working. The Sega Genesises are hit or miss. And so like the idea that you've got a nice Sega Genesis in the box, well, it was all taken care of, it's going to work the way that you would with a Nintendo, is not the case. Like the capacitors just blow up after a number of years, and then you have junk that needs worked on. So where if you buy Nintendo, like an NES or a Super Nintendo or 64, and you think, yeah, that's probably going to work, you're probably right. If you're doing the same thing with Sega, there's no guarantee. All right, guys, Goodwill. We were just taking Ruby for a follow-up appointment at the doctor, and Goodwill's right around the corner. Say hi. I see a whole bunch of games. I don't know if they're probably not worth diddly squat, but there are in fact games up here. That might $1.99. That's almost undoubtedly worth getting. No, $5.99. No, I think the rest of these are going to be trash because they're going to be like $6, and $6 is that one's worth comping at $6. But I'm gonna leave these, but if I forgot something, I'll put up a comp and say, boy, I guess I should have grabbed that one, huh? Again, they quadrupled their book price, and so like I'm hard pressed to believe there's gonna be something here. But let's say I found a book in the Dune series. I have legitimately found Dune encyclopedia at a thrift store. But like a lot of these books I'm looking at have been here a long time. Like these Babysitters Clubs, I would pick up at 50 cents. But at $1 a piece, it doubles my investment, and they're just not as good as they used to be. Board games. I don't see anything super fun. Anything that I see. What do you guys see? Tell me what I'm missing here. I haven't seen Cranium. Like there's a million Cranium board games. I haven't seen this one before. Hoopla. But if you find Caribou, I don't think it's spelled like the deer. But that one's really good. Karaoke. That's actually kind of neat if that was a decent name brand instead of that super generic thing. I don't see anything else. This is the, like you put it in the back of your Ford Explorer and cover up in the cargo area. Sometimes those can do well, but they're big to ship and used. It's hard to tell what it's going to fit into. I don't know what this is, but it's obviously like Y2K Sony. Looks like an MP3 player of some sort for $1.99. I'm going to comp it. What is it? Sony? Oh, TV weather. Maybe it's not. There's the number. S. Oh, would you look at that? There's a Wii remote and the microphone for that Roxanne. A nunchuck, and this looks like a good. Look, this is the difference between what is a good and a not good Wii remote. So this one is like $5 because it says Wii, but it doesn't say Motion Plus. And this one's like $20 because it says Motion Plus. So, and that microphone I can put with the Rock Band, that's a pretty good pickup. Okay, I don't know about this stuff. I think that's a like Christmas tree holder. These can do really well. I suspect this one's a really good one because it's like minimalist, like mid-century modern. I'm gonna try to figure that one out. And then that guy's found a bunch of frisbee golf discs, which I should have seen before he walked up, but I did not, so I'm a little jealous. I don't know what this is worth, but I'm super excited. Madame Blueberry. And it's like a picture frame holder thing. It's missing the picture frame holder. But at $2.99, I don't know, I could be wrong. I'll put the comps up, but VeggieTale stuff tends to do really good. Typically this Power of the Forest Green tends to not do super well. $2.99 board game, 2 exclusive action figures. If they're in there, they might do. I think this is a board game. Luke in the trash compactor, Invader with a removable dome. That looks like that's the right one. $2.99. Let's look up. Maybe I'll open it and see if Luke is in there. Oh, that's the Wii. That's the Rock Band freaking guitar. We're doing really well today, guys. Oh, Ruby wanted to see that. There's some. Oh, I thought that was going to be Powerline. Just brought out a new cart. Let's see what's on it. So I picked up all of the, almost all. Maybe I didn't pick up all the Frisbees, but I don't know enough about them to really fret over it. And if he already sorted through them, then he probably knows more than I do. These are kind of tempting in that they are still all together sets that are clearly vintage and Franco. But I have like Sesame Street stuff that isn't seasonal that is similar, and while it's worth 20 bucks, the Christmas stuff isn't likely to sell all year the way that the Sesame Street might be, so I think I'm gonna leave that. I haven't gone over there yet, but that green color looks like vintage industrial to me from very far away. Oh, it's not. It's not what I thought it was. I thought it was like hammered. It's just teal. So these Bondi 7s got marker on the toes. They're not, now they got marker on the outside too. They're $11. If they weren't markered, and they're missing the insoles, which isn't a deal breaker, but with the marker that may or may not clean up. I mean, even if I did the work to clean them up, they probably wouldn't be perfect. And being Bondi 7s, I'm not sure they're worth spending a whole lot of money on without the inserts. I was excited at first, but I think I'm going to skip them just because there are too many challenges to overcome. If they were $6, maybe I'd be like, well, I'll try them, and if they only sell for 20. But at 11, I kind of need them to sell for 40. And in that condition, I just don't know that that's going to be easy to achieve. All right, let's take a look at these. $3 a piece. I don't know anything about what's good and what's bad, but they're all, oh, disc golf. I think is that the disc golf league name? I don't know. Putt and approach. Do they have a model? Okay, so there's 2 pieces of framed art I'm gonna show you in a minute. Ooh, how about a 23 window minibus? Who knows if this is something good or not, but just the tin we'll figure out. But these 23 window buses are so hot that people like to collect just the things about them. Vintage. I didn't see this. We're gonna put that in here. Something else. Oh, these I was gonna grab. Fuzzy dice. A ruby. Ruby. $2.99 for a xylophone. This is not really worth buying for $2, but I'm buying it anyway for a friend. This is a Mitchell MA1000 reel, and it's $3. There are 0 listed, 0 sold, and then in Terapeak there are 2 sold, but they're like $15. Normally, if there's 0 listed, 0 sold, and then it's like something rare enough that it's worth a lot more than $15. So I think I'm gonna pass on this because I'm not a rod and reel guy. I'm not a fisherman. I really would be just guessing. So the Madame Blueberry thing isn't just a picture frame. Like I thought it might just have a piece of plastic that would slide in there and you could get something else to fit, but it's supposed to have a saying of some sort. So this is a pass. So far we're Rock Band. Rock Band is in there somewhere. Oh, it's probably under the guitar. This is not a get. These are surprisingly good. Those are just fun. This is a essentially a keep. Oh, and I forgot to put that back. I don't know about this. It's going to take up a lot of room. I'm really considering putting it back, but also like I'm a little bit excited about it. This putter is stamped Pabst Blue Ribbon, which used to be made in Peoria. Where's the box? So it's really quiet in here. There's no new carts out, but I haven't been in here in a while. We'll see if we can do any good. Coming up here on the hats. Looks pretty full. It doesn't necessarily look interesting. Like that one, that Hummer 2 hat. I feel like that was here the last time we were here. $1.99. That's an interesting logo. I'd probably never figure out what it's for. The Illini, probably not worth messing with. Oh my goodness, my mom had this shelf growing up. This was like, this was a staple of my childhood, moving this thing around to different rooms, unscrewing all the pieces and screwing it back together. Sports prints, like they're really well done, but they're not like, something like this is probably only going to have any value if down here it's like numbered. Otherwise it's just an unlimited print that ain't really worth nothing. So this is neat. I don't think it's probably worth much of anything. My kids used to watch a show called Team Umizoomi, and they had an episode called Shark Car. Shark Car! Oh yeah. That looks like old chess pieces, which I tend to buy. Sometimes I buy those. I really want to find a baggie of strawberry shortcake stuff to go with the house I just found. Look at that, there's another game of life. Anything interesting in the dishware? I don't see anything. Ooh, I like that Hux cup. No lid, that's too bad. This club looks like it's $5.99 there. Yeah. Sometimes that stuff can do well, but I haven't sold her in a long time, and that's not a desirable color. Okay, so you guys saw me pick this up and put it in the cart, and it was because it was sealed. And I mean, it's the game of life, which I like to pick up. I didn't notice until I got it into the cart that it's $10. If it wasn't $10, if it was half of that, it would be worth picking up. Retail on it was $35, and it probably sells for about that. If it was $5, I'd pick it up. Sealed, it's gonna sell for Christmas, but it's probably more like 20 plus shipping. And that's not really, at $10, it's too much. But we are getting a big blow mold pumpkin, a strawberry shortcake strawberry, and a $2 game of life. Look at this plush moose. What in the Sid from Toy Story is going on here? So I decided that the line was really long and I didn't want to wait that long to spend $6 or $7 on junk that probably isn't going to do very good. So we'll take the win on the first stop and bid you adieu. I think that's going to be it. We're going to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you got hype points. And then we'll see you on the next one.